Hi, my name is Sharon Jensen and I represent Embrace Your Wardrobe. And today I'm going to talk about scarves and how you can tie them in various styles that will complement your look. There's a number of different little accessories that you can use to tie your scarf and keep them from moving around. So I will touch on those as well. One of the options here is to have like a square scarf, just kind of folded, and this here is actually a piece of clay that they have turned around and molded. You can't really see, and then it just slides onto the to the scarf, and then you tie it in the back. You might like to use with your scarf is a bow or a square. A lot of times in the arts and crafts stores, you can turn around and see they have these here little things with little clips or pins. You can use that to accent your tie as well. The other thing, which is my favorite, is the button magnet. I use these a lot because I don't like my scarves moving around, so I will use this to keep them in place. So another option that you can use is some, I don't know, I think this is scarf tie. But on the back here, you can see that it's got a little hole that you would actually sling the scarf through. That's also very nice if you're going to use something like for a tie look, so it would be long and narrow. Something like this might give it a nice accent as well. So now that we talked about some of the things that you can use to tie your tie, we're actually going to talk about what type of scarves are there. We have like the perfectly square scarf. We have a very large scarf that's square. This is good for making jackets and things of that nature. I'll show you a little bit about that. Then we have some oblong scarves. This is like a long skinny one, but you'll see that this particular one is shorter than like a big oblong scarf. It's as, if I hold it up here, it's as tall as I am, and you know, it's definitely much longer. And so I will show you some ideas to do with that as well. So the first scarf that I'm going to show you is actually one that you've probably seen quite a few times, and it is called the loop. And I'm going to take a long oblong scarf and I'm going to find the middle, just kind of hand dangle it out, and we're going to fold it in half and then put it around our necks, and then take both of the loose ends and come straight through, and then we just kind of position it and fluff it. So this here would work if you had a jacket or a sweater, something, you know, probably a little bit more bulky that you would use versus a sundress. You probably wouldn't use this with a sundress. Another thing that you can do with the scarf, starting off in the very same fashion, with that same oblong scarf, fold it in half, drape it around your neck, but this time you're going to take one end and actually pull it through this loop. So you're going to just push it right through, just like that. So then you're going to turn around and take the loop and you're going to twist it, and then put your hand back through it. So now you get like a little figure 8 there, and you're going to take your other loop and you're going to pull it through that. And then you just kind of turn around and flip. You do a lot of fluffing with scarves. You know, if it doesn't lay right or you don't like the way it looks, you just turn around and fluff it some more. This again is something that I usually wear in the wintertime. You know, because it is, again, it's a bulkier look. If you use a softer scarf, you would turn around and have a softer look, and you might. The next scarf that I'm going to talk about is actually an ascot tie. So I'm going to take the scarf again, find the middle, fold it in half, wrap it around your neck. But this time here, I'm just going to make a little tie. I'm going to cross it over, leaving the long loopy side a little bit longer, and I'm going to pass it up and through my neck and actually tie a knot. And then I'm just going to turn around and play around with that so that I've got the tie kind of nice around my neck and hanging down. So in this particular one, what I would probably do is take my magnet and put it underneath, find the middle of my scarf, and voila! Now I've got a nice little accent. If I had a jacket, I could put it over the jacket. If not, I can leave it nice and simple like this. I think it actually looks okay. I would not, I wouldn't have a second thought to turn around and do something different with that. But at least it's going to stay there. It's not going to move around because the magnet's going to really help you out there. If you wanted to, you could turn around, if you wanted to like swing it around, and turn around and put your flower here, I mean, that's a cute little look too. So, if you kind of want to experiment and see, for me, I would actually wear the flower. For those who know me, they're probably not surprised at that. So everyone seems to be very fond of infinity ties, and those types of scarves are very popular. However, not everybody has an infinity scarf, and that's not a problem. You can transform one of your long oblong scarves by just grabbing the two ends and making knots. So I like to actually make a halfway decent sized knot with some ends, little tassels, because I like to use it as like a little rosette or a flower. So I like to incorporate it in my scarf, and I try to make sure I can have it like fanned out. So I will play a little bit. So it's got this kind of a look here. It's it's not just a knot. It's got some volume to it. So I would take the scarf and put it over my head. And then I'm going to twist it like an infinity scarf, and I'm going to put it back over my head. So if I wanted, I could turn around, leave the knot in the back, and have the scarf like this. But again, I kind of like having the knot become part of the outfit. So I would turn around and kind of purposely put the knot somewhere that I can see it. So for me, I like this particular look. Again, I don't really like when my ties move around, so if I didn't have a big magnet, I would take a little one and turn around and kind of hide the button magnet underneath the actual knot so that it would stay stationary and not move around, so I wouldn't be all day constantly moving it. Okay, I'm going to come back to my big long square scarf, and on this one here we're just going to pick a corner and we're going to tie the two ends together. This here is going to be a really cool idea if you are on the beach or out somewhere where you need a little bit of something on your shoulders but you don't have a jacket, but you have a scarf. So this is a good option. Again, you're going to just take the other side and go and tie these two corners together. So now I have a knot on one side, a knot on the other side with a large opening in the middle here, and then two smaller side ones. So the two smaller ones, we're going to actually just take our hand and kind of put it through the small hole and then wrap it around like a jacket. So, and then I usually like to, if it's got a band, which this has, like a nice little dark brown edging, I like to try to kind of play with it a little bit so it kind of lines my edge. So, but then if I turn around, you can see now it's covered my shoulders. I'm protected by the wind if I was worried about, you know, getting a little sunburn or something. As you can see, I've got a little bit of burn here going on. So I should have probably had a scarf on when I was out golfing. But so this makes a nice little option if you need a jacket on a windy day or on a sunny day and just want to get a little bit of protection, little shade. So again, we're going to take our long scarf. I probably would not use this scarf only because it's so thick. I might choose something that's got a little bit more softness to it, but for instruction purposes, I think it's a little easier to demonstrate on this. So I've got the scarf kind of folded up so it's, you know, like a 2-inch band, and I'm going to put it around my neck. Now the hardest thing on this one here is to turn around and get the first initial tie, because you really want to have the you got to start off at the right place. So what I found is if I take my right and I go over the left, and I take now take that one that I just went underneath and pass it up and down. The important part is that you want to have the part on the right coming from the bottom of your loop on the tie. So, and I'm not going to tie it really tight, so for the instructional purposes so that you can really see it. If it's too close to my neck, you're not going to be able to see it. So we're going to take the right side and we're going to pass it over the left. We're going to go under the loop and through the loop. And then I'm going to move it a little bit to the right, take my right side, pass it over the left, go down, pass it up through the loop, then move it to the right. Take the right side, pass it over the left, and as you can see, if you're noticing, you can actually see the braid. I don't know if it might be a little difficult, but you keep taking the right, pass it over the left, and then up through the loop. Take the right, over, under, and up through. And then when you get to the point where you have no more here, you want to turn around and take the side that's on the top, and you want to actually make a square knot. So you want to take the top part, wrap it around your finger, go under, and then pull it through. And the idea is so that you keep this part flat, so it looks, you know, nice. And then what I might do is, you know, take what little is left over here and kind of fluff it out. And then you're going to want to massage this a little bit so that you actually get it so it lays flat. And now you have a nice little accent. For me, again, I don't like my scarves moving around, so I'm going to turn around and probably put a magnet of some sort, or you could probably pin it, but I find the magnets are a lot easier to just kind of hide and strategically locate. So this is one of my newfound tie options that I really enjoy, and I hope you liked to try this one as well. Rosette. So this one here, I'm using my skinny oblong tie. I find that works best because this is actually something that's going to be up close to your neck, and I find if it's too long, then you've got too much bulk, and it really gets kind of a little choky, I guess, for lack of a better term. So we're going to take the scarf and we're going to go behind us, and we're going to actually just cross it over and make a tie. You don't have to do that, but I find it better. You want to leave a little space, you know, make sure you can get your fingers in there so you don't end up choking yourself. And then it's really simple. You just, if you've ever made a rosette, you just start twisting. And you twist, twist, and then eventually you'll notice that it starts, in here you'll start noticing that it starts to twist. And just start twisting again. I guess the hard part is remembering which way you're twisting. I got a little confused there. So we're going to twist, and when it starts like turning, you're just going to start, take your finger and let it kind of go around. And then you're going to keep twisting and go around. It definitely requires a little bit of practice on this one. And then when you get to the point where you are close to being done, you just take the end and go underneath that original spot. And then I would turn around and fan it out and move it over, and now you have a little rosette. So that there will take a little bit of time to you know, it might fall out initially until you kind of work your way through it and get it to stay. But I'm sure with, you know, a little bit of practice, it's definitely not a hard scarf to do, and it has some benefits with a nice spring or summer jacket and a little summer dress. I hope you try it. So this is another scarf that I had really never seen before. It's called the Fan, and I actually have not incorporated it into my wardrobe, but I really do like it, so I'm going to try it in a couple of venues and see if it works for me. So I'm going to take the shorter end of the oblong scarf, and in the short end I'm going to tie a knot. So and then I'm just going to kind of let the knot hang out over here. So then I'm going to take the other part, and what I actually want to do is start a zigzag pattern. I want to pick up the scarf and start zigzagging it, about an inch or so. It's not really particular, but I just want to keep fanning it close. As you can see from the top, you know, how it's starting to kind of come together here. And you want to keep going until you're somewhere close to your scarf. So here we have the bottom of my scarf and the bottom. So I usually like to go, you know, maybe one more, and then drop one side and just hold on to the other side. Then we want to go back to our little knot. Oh, I tied it a little too tight. I can't get my fingers in there. And we want to actually push the other, the corner of the other one, and then tie this, really pull it tight. And then we basically want to just fluff. So we have this little rosette over here, and then we have a nice nice look here. I think I might try it next time a little bit taller, so that, you know, it's a little closer to my neck. I think that would be probably something I would do. So for instructional purposes, I kept it down, but I think if I was to wear this myself, I would turn around and tie it a little closer to my neck. But I really do like the look, and I'm looking forward to trying it with a couple of different outfits. We're getting down to, this is the 9th scarf out of the 10 that I was going to show you today. So, and this here is just a nice, really soft square scarf, and I'm just going to fold it in half. And this is actually called the Bandit. So most people are familiar with that, just tying it in the back here. All right, yeah. So then you just kind of fluff it. I kind of like it with the lines. The black is not my color, but I would definitely be looking for another scarf that I can do this kind of a tie with, and have it work it into some of my different wardrobe choices. So the last scarf that I'm going to tie for you is actually takes a square little butterfly. It's like one of my favorites. And we're going to actually find the middle here. So I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'll take the two end pieces and fold it. So I have all the raw edges on one side, and I actually want to grab the center at the other end. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an elastic, and I want to tie it around that little soft little end piece here. Oop, not cooperating. Try that again. So there we go. So I have a tie, and I have just a little bit, maybe half an inch, kind of hanging out left. And then what I want to do is open it, and I want to find the two corners here. So this is very similar to the Bandit, but they actually call this the Paris, and it gives a different look. It kind of has a little ruching at the top. So as you can see up here where the little knot was. So that's kind of a nice little option if you wanted something, again, to be a little bit closer to your neck. So that's a nice little option as well. I hope you enjoyed going through learning about the different scarves that I had shown you, and I hope that you actually go in your closet and dig out some of the scarves that you have kind of got in the bottom of the of your closet, and try to take them out and have some fun and see if some of them will work for you as well. Have a great night, and thank you very much for watching.